If you want to buy a pair of earbuds without breaking the bank, then here we have the Edifier Neobuds Pro 2. These sport many features that I would expect to see on more expensive earbuds, but it's also missing a few features that I'd expect as well. So, are they any good? Welcome to my tech gear. Let's get into it. Before we go any further, I should point out that Edifier did send me these to review, but they are not paying for or sponsoring this video, so you will, as always, get my honest opinion. Looking at the design of these earbuds, and they are very similar in design to the original Neobuds Pro, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Looks are all well and good, but how comfortable are they to actually wear? Well, in a nutshell, the short story is very. They are nice and compact and small, so they sit nicely in your ear and don't feel overly large, like some cheaper earbuds can. There's also 7 different ear tips in the box as well, so you're not going to have a problem finding the right fit for you. And weight-wise, these are really light as well. Each earbud only weighs 5.6 grams or 0.2 ounces. If you compare that to something like the Apple AirPods Pro, well, they weigh 5.3 grams, which is 0.19 ounces, so there really is nothing to choose between the two of them. And those earbuds are significantly more expensive than these ones. So that all adds up to a pair of earbuds that are super light and comfortable to wear. And the case itself is nice and functional too. It feels really sturdy, really well made, and more importantly, it makes it really easy for getting the earbuds in and out of the case. I have tested enough earbuds when just trying to get the earbuds out of the case can sometimes be a bit of a mission. And with these, it's just super easy. And on something that is completely superficial, you can also change the color of the LED that's on the front of the case. You can go into the mobile app and choose between 8 different colors to find the one that suits your mood. It serves absolutely no functional purpose, but it looks cool. Water resistant wise, we are seeing these earbuds with an IP54 rating, so not only are they waterproof, but they're going to be dust proof as well. Now, getting to the sound quality, which I think is the most important aspect of any pair of earbuds or headphones. Now, codec wise, you're not going to be lacking here because these support high-res audio. Now, in reality, as great as high-res audio is, you do have to have a phone that supports high-res audio, and the streaming application or the music that you're streaming needs to be of a high-res quality as well. So for most people, it's not really going to be relevant, but if you are the kind of person that has high-res audio, then it's good to know that these earbuds support that. Inside these earbuds driving the sound are a dual pair of drivers. There's a Knowles balanced armature driver that's concentrating on the mids and the highs, and there's a dynamic 10mm driver that's driving the bass. So what does that all mean? Well, all it all means is that you get good sound out of these. Now, they do sound best at low to mid volumes, but you can push them to really high volumes. And unlike a lot of other headphones and earbuds, when you push things loud, the bass tends to drop off and the treble can get really harsh. However, with these, you don't get that because you've got those 2 different drivers. So the bass still has presence as you make that volume go louder, and the treble doesn't get overly harsh either. So to get that level of sound quality in a pair of earbuds that cost as little as these do is really impressive. You can go into the mobile app of these earbuds, and there's 3 different presets for the EQ. You can go to classic mode, which is okay, but I find it a little bit muted. You can switch it to dynamic, which massively increases the bass, but I think puts too much emphasis on the treble. So for me, jumping into the custom EQ is the way to go. Now in there, you'll get a full band graphic equalizer, which is very configurable, but also not configurable enough at the same time for me, because there's only 4 bands and you can change the Q factor of it and the frequency that you're impacting. But really, to get the most out of that, you've got to know what frequencies are and what Q factor is and what changing the Q factor curve does to the frequency. And for most people, you don't really care. You just want to go into a mobile app and select rock or pop or jazz or flat or whatever, just so it works, or give us an 8-band graphic equalizer so we can easily change it quickly ourselves. So you can tune the EQ into exactly what you want, it just takes a little bit more work. So I think it's something that Edifier could quickly rectify by just giving it an updated app. So we'll have to see if that happens going forward. These do also support spatial audio in the mobile app, but if I'm being completely honest, I think spatial audio is a little bit of a gimmick. I mean, sure, you can calibrate it so when I turn my head left and I turn my head right, it will go and make it sound as though the audio is always coming in front of you, which might be more useful for like watching movies or something like that, but it just affects the sound too much, so I just really wouldn't bother with it. But it's there if you want it. Now moving on to the ANC, or the active noise cancelling, and there are 3 different settings in the mobile app. You can choose between low, medium and high. And these earbuds are great at cancelling out noise. It is one of those things that Edify does really well. So it doesn't matter if it's the background noise of a plane or a coffee shop, most of that noise is going to be cancelled out. Weirdly enough, when I did some testing, the low noise cancellation was better at cancelling out the plane than high noise cancellation. So I think it just depends what frequency you're trying to cancel out as to which setting you pick. Another thing worth noting is it doesn't matter whether you select low, medium or high ANC or turn ANC off, it doesn't have any noticeable impact on the sound signature and profile when you're playing music. Plenty of other earbuds or even headphones, especially cheaper ones, have massive shifts to the bass when you turn ANC on, and these earbuds don't do that, and that's really good and something that you only typically see in more expensive earbuds. So for ANC, these earbuds are really good. Now moving on to the mic test. Now inside these earbuds are 8 microphones, 4 mics in each earbud, so they should be really good in the mic test. Well, let's go do it. You'll now listen to a sound test of the Edify Nearbuds Pro 2, so you can hear what it would sound like if you were to take a call on these in a quiet environment. However, quiet rooms are quite easy, so let's switch to something a little more noisy. You will now listen to the microphone on the top of the camera so you can hear what the ambient sound in the room is like in a noisy environment. If I now switch to the mics on the earbuds themselves, you'll now listen to the mic quality of the Edify Nearbuds Pro 2s, so you can hear what you would sound like if you were to take a call in a noisy environment. I'm not having to shout in order to be heard. And on a pair of earbuds that are costing this much, that's pretty impressive. Connectivity wise, these earbuds use Bluetooth 5.3 and have an advertised connection distance of 10 meters. However, in real world testing, line of sight, you'll get way beyond that. It also has a low latency gaming mode, which you can enable inside the app to get the lowest latency possible for if you're gaming on your mobile phone or whatever. One thing that these earbuds don't have though is multi-point, so you cannot be connected to 2 devices at the same time, which is a little bit disappointing. However, these do have wear detection, which is really cool. So when you take the earbuds out of your ears, it will pause your music, and when you put them back in, it will start playing them again. Battery is definitely one of the weakest points of these earbuds, because with ANC turned on, you only get 4 hours of battery life from a full charge, and you get another 12 hours from the case. You can increase that battery life by turning ANC off, and then you'll get 5.5 hours on the earbuds and 16.5 hours with the case. If you compare that to other earbuds that are in a similar kind of price point, like these Sony LinkBuds S, well, they have 6 hours of playback on a single charge, and the Soundcore Liberty 4s, they have 7 hours of playback on a single charge. So battery life is definitely one of the weakest aspects of these earbuds. Charging time is pretty good though, so the earbuds will charge up to full in an hour, and the same for the case, a full hour and you'll get a full charge. There is no wireless charging though, which is disappointing, and plenty other earbuds around this price point do have it, so it is a shame that it's missing on these. You do get fast charging though, where a 15-minute charge will give you 2 hours of playtime. So should you buy them? Well, I do have 2 issues with them. First is that mobile app, because it's functional, but it could just be so much better. It unnecessarily pushes their shopping mall at you, which in an app where you're just trying to use it to configure your earbuds or your headphones just feels unnecessary. The sound customization in the app could also be a lot better as well. I will say though that the app is getting better, so fingers crossed that still improves over time. And the other thing is battery life, because 4 hours is okay, but it isn't great, and it gets even worse if you turn on high-res audio as well. Plenty of other earbuds offer far better battery life at a similar price point. Hopefully this is something that Edify can improve with a firmware update in the future though. That aside though, there's plenty to like about the Edify Nearbuds Pro 2. They have good sound and some of the best ANC and mic quality in its class. They're available in both black and ivory and are priced at $129. I will leave links to them in the description down below, so you can go check them out for yourself. If you want to check out some more earbuds as great alternatives to these, then I suggest checking out the link up here. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.